Ever say the 4 phrases of Hooponopono trying to make a feeling disappear? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And then check in your body, like, did it work? Is it gone yet? Or wonder, how many times do I need to say this until I feel better? Or how many times do I need to say this until the problem goes away? Yes, we've all been there. Hi everyone. I'm Roy Gunn. I'm a yoga instructor, a Hooponopono guide, and a mentor. And if this speaks to you and you're looking for more personalized support, I offer one-on-one mentoring sessions, and you can find more information in the description below. There's also a free 5-day Hooponopono gift that's waiting for you there. Now let's go deeper. Hooponopono isn't a quick fix to get rid of anything. If you're using it to get rid of a feeling, to control a situation, to control someone's behavior, to manipulate how you feel or others, that's not cleaning. That's fixing. And fixing is what keeps the problem alive. Because whatever you try to fix, you make more real. The problem isn't the feeling itself, the thought, the limiting belief, or the situation or others. It's the need to control it. Hooponopono is not about changing what's out there. It's a shift in how you see what the problem is, where it lives, and how you're relating to it. It's not about just getting by. It's about return, a return to presence, to love, to abundance, to peace. And peace, that's an inside job. Most people encounter Hooponopono like a concept, like some magical prayer to chant away problems, nasty thoughts, limiting emotions and beliefs. A poetic set of phrases perhaps. And for a moment, it soothes, but it doesn't stick. Why? Because the words by themselves don't transform us. The embodiment of what the words does. That's what we call prayer. Prayer is not a long-distance call. Gratitude is a beautiful thing, but the purpose of prayer is to become the prayer. You can say, I love you 1,000 times a day, but if your nervous system, your emotional body, your inner child is still bracing against sadness, resentment, or holding on to shame or guilt, the vibration of the phrases doesn't penetrate. It stays on the surface. So yes, the transformation doesn't happen when we just hear the truth. It happens when we become a different listener, a different perceiver, a listener and a perceiver without prejudice. When the relationship we have with what we feel, with what we think, with what we see, fundamentally shifts. The mind loves a before and after story. I was broken, then I learned this, now I'm better. But life, real transformation, isn't a 15-second shampooed commercial. Transformation happens when we become fully present and we rise to what the moment calls us. We don't heal by trying to get rid of what hurts. We heal when we stop seeing ourselves as the hurt one. We heal when we stop identifying as the victim and instead become the space that sees, that welcomes, that loves, that appreciates without judgment. And that is what truly heals. A single breath of non-judgment can open more doors than 1,000 repeated phrases spoken with tension. Even though repetition has its place, it is the presence that transforms. It is the awareness that changes the game. It is the seeing clearly that makes all the difference. Not the quantity, but the quality of awareness, that quality of aliveness. Not effort, but willingness. Because willingness is an open heart. And that's what cleaning is. Not deleting feelings, not spiritual whiteout, not bypassing, but a quiet undoing of the belief that you were ever the problem to begin with. That our bodies, our situations, our relationships are only reflections of what we hold in the mind. So if you wish anything out there to change, you must first transform how you relate to what's in here, your memories, your past. That's why transformation doesn't begin by changing the world. It begins by seeing that the world is showing you the content of your mind. It's a whole different way of being. So think of your mind like a projector. What you see out there, that painful breakup, that financial fear, that overbearing boss, that difficult partner, that I'm not good enough soundtrack. It's a reel of memory playing inside of you. Hooponopono is not about fixing the movie. It's about cleaning the lens. You're not scrubbing away the scene. You're returning to the part of you that remembers you were never separate from peace. The images on the scene will naturally change when you clean the lens, that perception. Hooponopono isn't about fixing that movie or even fixing your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs. The very belief that your thoughts need fixing is part of the illusion. The moment you try to analyze or to get rid of them, you make them more real. You give them more weight, more reality, more importance. And that's why Hooponopono isn't a tool to fix, to control, or to manipulate. It's a way of being, remembering your true self that is free and clear through Hooponopono. A way of saying to your thoughts, your shame, your grief, your guilt, I see you, I welcome you. That's I'm sorry, please forgive me. It's the embodiment, the attitude of welcome, of acknowledgement, and of embrace. Because let's be honest, everything we do is really only about wanting to feel loved and accepted. So why not be that love for yourself? The invitation is to fall in love with the memory. Let the cleaning happen. Let go of the shame, the guilt, the idea that something is wrong with you. And just meet what arises with love, with understanding, with curiosity, with innocence, with presence, and without judgment. People often say, I tried cleaning on this relationship, but they didn't change. I clean on my anxiety, but it's still there. That's because we treat cleaning like sending an email. You hit send and you expect a response. But if your peace depends on someone else changing, that's not peace. That's conditional peace. That's a bargain. That's a transaction. And your well-being is not up for negotiation. If your sense of safety still depends on the world being a certain way, you haven't remembered yet. You're not the victim of life. You are the creator of your response. And Hooponopono is about being real. It's not about faking your way into peace. It's about presence. It's about devotion. Because the quality of devotion is what changes. So cleaning is more like watering a seed. You don't scream at the soil the next day because nothing's bloomed. You don't keep digging it up to check on the roots. You trust the process because the quality of trust is what changes, is what transforms. What's changing isn't out there. It's in here, in how you're relating to life, in how you're seeing it, and in how you're letting go. It's the trust itself that transforms you, not the flower, but the faith that something good is already unfolding. Hooponopono isn't for getting rid of feelings. It's for releasing the meaning we've added to those feelings. I feel sad, so something must be wrong with me. No, Sadness is just a wave, a movement of energy. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means that something is arising, requesting to be loved, to be held. But we've been taught to put barriers around our emotions, walls around our thinking. We believe that feeling something painful must mean something bad about us. And so we resist, we analyze, we control, we fix, we try to push it away. But the moment you judge a feeling, you trap it. Because what you judge, you retain. And so you lock it in your body as memory. And that's what gets activated over and over again. And that's why Hooponopono isn't just a mantra. It's a whole new way of being, of relating. A different way of relating to what rises in you, to what shows up in your experience. When you stop trying to fix the feeling or wish it to go away, you start to actually feel it, to embody it. And when you feel it without resistance, without judgment, it moves, it releases. Because most of what we call pain is really the fear of feeling. And fear is a perception, a memory. Is what happens when 1% of your mind still believes it is a victim to what it feels. But you're not a victim. You're not what arises. You are the presence that can love, that can welcome, that embraces. So when sadness comes, say, I see you, I welcome you. Not because I agree with you, but just because I love you. And that is my quality. Because let's be honest, everything we do is just a longing to be loved and accepted. So why not be that for yourself? So the next time you're tempted to clean in order to get rid of something, pause. Ask, what if this is my inner child asking to be held, to be loved, to be understood, to be appreciated? What if this is just memory surfacing so that it can be acknowledged and released? What if I don't need to figure anything out, but simply be with it in a new way, free and clear? Because cleaning is not a hack. It's a return to the truth, a return to the part of you that doesn't need fixing, that doesn't need to control, but only remembering. So no, Hooponopono isn't a quick fix. It's far more powerful than that. It returns you in this very breath to the part of you that was never broken, never separate, never at war. Peace isn't something we achieve once we solve enough problems. Peace is what's here when we stop dividing ourselves against what is. Perfect love casts out fear, and in the absence of fear, what remains is wholeness, is truth. It's the real you. And when there is no inner division, pure intelligence flows, love flows, inspiration flows. You don't need to clean perfectly. You just need to come home honestly, to show up honestly, to be real. Because an instant of non-judgment, even a single breath of true presence, even 1% of that pure intelligence can move more mountains than 1,000 mechanical repetitions ever could. And that's what truly heals. And from that place, love does what love does. It heals, it transforms, it restores, it welcomes everything home, and it never rushes, and it's always perfect in the way it unfolds. If this opens something in you, let yourself pause, breathe, let it settle in you. And if you feel called to go deeper, you can learn more or reach out through the links in the description. Thank you for being here. And thank you so much for remembering.